this is Lorena, and I did wanted to make a small tutorial on how to bind your ends of your binding. Yes, binding is not my favorite part of quilting. It really is not. As a matter of fact, I think that's why I tried to find a way not to use binding, because binding takes you an hour to make. It also takes you quite a bit of time to sew it. And the worst part of it is connecting the dumb ends. It's so much. Ugh. I just don't like it. Try not to say the word hate, but you know, yeah. So I wanted to do this tutorial. I do have a tutorial of 2 years ago on how I figured out a trick for myself on how to bring the ends together. But at the time I didn't have a lot of subscribers or a lot of views, and so I don't think a lot of people got to see that video. A friend asked me that she was really having a really hard time getting her binding ends together, and if I knew what to do. Well, she didn't know that I really didn't know how to help her, but here we were diving in, and somehow I figured out this trick. And so I wanted to share this trick. This is all my trick. I figured this out 2 years ago, and I wanted to share with you because it's one of the best ways and easiest ways that I found how to connect my two binding ends. So I wanted to share this with you. I think it's really doable and easy to do. What happened is also too, at the end of the video, all you needed to do is trim off the ends. I don't know what happened to my camera. It just didn't record it. So I went ahead and I kind of videotaped kind of like a strip like this to show you what I did and what it looked like when you took it apart. The only thing is this bind is not bound on a quilt yet. Also, I'm going to link the other two videos from like 2 years ago on there. Maybe you'd like to watch those. I didn't do my editing very well. My hand would be in the way and my head was in the way, and so yeah, things I didn't think about. So I wanted to share this with you. Also too, we have the Orphan Block Challenge. Don't forget the Orphan Block Challenge. I need some pictures. Not a lot of people are downloading pictures of Orphan Blocks, so I don't know if they want to do the challenge or not. So I don't know. So I'm going to start trying to post some pictures before the end of the challenge, because I gave a lot of time to do the challenge. And I know we procrastinators there. Just need to get those stuff tried to do, I guess. I don't know. So I hope you like this video. I really do appreciate you watching, and I'll see you in a little bit, okay? Bye! Alright, my friends, let's get started. Whatever your binding size is, it's what you will measure. I have both my binding ends laying one on top of the other. My binding size is 2 1/4, and so I'm measuring 2 1/4, one on top of the other. If yours is 2 inches, you would do the same. What I'm showing you here is I'm drawing a line on the top binding end that's on top and drawing little tiny dots on the binding end that's on the bottom. And then I'm drawing a line. Try to be as straight as you possibly can here, because you need this distance to make and connect your ends. Also too, you're going to cut off all the ends or all the excess fabric. And I know it's kind of scary because this is usually when I used to screw up, but I promise this technique will work. I promise. And so here you have your two ends, and what happened is my end wasn't cut right, so I had to recut. I went ahead and unstitched some of the binding that was sewn off, so I have some extra space. And then you're going to open any side of your binding. You're going to open it and make a triangle, and going to go ahead and iron that. My iron was not hot at that current time, so make sure that you have it on high heat and you have some steam, because you want it nice and crisp. Once you do that, fold the binding back again, and then you're going to iron this also. The great thing is my iron was hot again, so you can see it's crisper and the lines are a lot cleaner. And then you're going to tuck one of the ends of the binding inside the other binding, and this is what it will look like. Once you know that you have it right, and you're going to go ahead and get your Elmer's glue, and you're going to drench that little triangle full of Elmer's glue, because this is what's going to tack both ends together. So more is better than less, because you don't want to have to undo this and keep going back and forth. So here you tuck the other end of the binding inside that binding and make sure your raw edges are straight and everything is nice and flat. Once you have done this, go ahead and iron it. I also recommend that you look on the other side of the binding to make sure that everything is nice and straight. Once you've done this, you're going to go ahead and open it, and it's nice and tacked. Where you made that triangle fold is where you're going to sew, and I'm going to have 2 little video clips and of how this process is done, and I'm showing you the same process of connecting your ends but without the quilt in the way, and I'm just showing you kind of like a small overview. I'm also going to do this with the sewing. So here you see me sewing the binding where that triangle line is. I'm going to sew right there, but my quilt is in the way, so I'm just showing you what it would feel like, what kind of look like. And then in a minute I have another clip where I have a little bit of a better view. And I'm sorry about my lighting. I was doing this at midnight, and so here I have a better view of what you will be looking at, but without the quilt on top of you. So I just wanted to show you it's the same exact thing. What you do after you sew that binding together, tuck that excess fabric inside itself again, and then you'll see if you've sewn everything straight and if it looks right. Once you've done that, you're going to get your scissors and cut off all that excess fabric. On this video, I ran out of the footage or something happened, so I don't have the footage of this process with the quilt on the binding, but it's the same exact thing. And here I'm showing you I had to unstitch the quilt and show you what it looked like, and here I'm showing you where I cut it. But I should have ironed it because it looks like a hot mess. But yes. So yes, I hope you like how to bind your 2 ends together and bind them and put them together, and you know, yeah. Oh, by the way, we have the Houston Quilt Show. Houston. I've been walking. I did a vlog. I don't know if you guys would like me to post it, of me walking up these huge giant hills trying to get in shape for the Houston Quilt Show, because last time when I went, my legs started to burn, my back started to hurt, my hips were hurting too. So I'm trying to get myself in some mobile shape. So yes, get in shape, you know. Yeah, I need to start pumping those arms so I can pick up all the fabric I'm going to buy. I need to start working those legs so I can get to where I want to buy extra fabric. Yeah, so I'm going to go to the Houston Quilt Show. I'm going to be there Thursday and Friday. I am so excited. I'm going with one group of friends on Thursday, and then I'm going with another friend on Friday. Yes, I'm going twice. And I'm taking a bus ride twice over there because, I don't know, I just think it's going to be fun this year. So I hope I get to see ya. And I'm going to post that video of me walking for my Houston Quilt Show. I wanted to add some different variety to my channel. I know we're a little bit older group that watch my channel, so I want to encourage mobility. I want to encourage, you know, just going out and doing some walking for a little bit to get off of the chair, the sewing chair. I'll see you later. Bye. What are you doing up there? I gave you all your bones. No, I don't have nothing. I have nothing. Oh. Not only do I have my 5 children, I have these 2 ruling my life. Yeah, they're ruling my life. They control me. See you later.